Hello. Hello, everyone. Hi. I am so excited about doing this Facebook Live today. It's the first day of spring. Yay. That means that our days are going to be getting longer here in the UK. And, we're going to have lots more sunshine. Things are going to be springing forth. Plants are going to be blooming. Flowers are going to be blooming. Trees are going to be bearing fruit. The sun's going to be in the sky longer. All that good stuff. I love spring. What's your favorite season? I love spring. Welcome to this broadcast. I'm so excited about doing it. I've got so much that I want to say to you. And as you come and as you're joining, whether you're watching live streaming or if you're watching on the rebroadcast, welcome. I'm so excited to be able to connect with you like this. I'm convinced that we're living in the best time ever. There's never been a time like this. Imagine that you can be over there doing what you're doing and I can be over here doing what I'm doing and we can have a chat 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the first day of spring. I don't take that lightly. I think it's amazing. So it's lovely to have you joining me. And today, let me introduce myself. My name is Dion Johnson. I'm a strategic ally and master coach to women in senior leadership. Women in leadership are my passion. I'm just committed to serving women who are at the coalface of leading organizational leadership. Especially women who work for big organizations, carrying a lot of weight, lifting a lot of issues, and really making a whole lot of things happen. So I just celebrate women in leadership and I'm celebrating you. I'm really grateful that you're here with me right now. And my work is really all about helping women to up their influence. So I know that what I want to talk about today is for you if you find yourself playing small. And if you find that you're not having the impact and the influence that you really want to have on the people that you lead, the people that you work with, the people that you serve, my work is all about helping you to up your influence so that you can make a meaningful difference. You can inspire the people that you want to inspire. You can influence their ideas and their behavior so that you get the job done, right? Because that's the job of senior leaders, is to get the job done. So, my question to you today is, are you playing too small? And I know that seems really weird because I've just said that I'm working with senior leaders, women who have really climbed the ranks and ascended through the ranks of organizational leadership. And you're at the top, you're the head of the department, you're the CEO, you're the executive. So it almost seems like an oxymoron to say, are you playing small, right? Because there's nothing small about senior leadership. You've done really well. You've climbed the ranks. But here's the thing. As an executive coach and as a woman in leadership myself, I know that it's not about where you are in relation to other people that means you're playing small or not. It's really about where you are in relation to your potential, your authentic, unique potential and ability. And what I see all the time is women playing small and not really fully showing up in their full potential to influence. They're not showing up in I like to say, their influential glory. So people don't really know what you think about things. And people don't really know what your ideas for change are. Maybe you don't even know. And that you're not making the difference that you could make and that you're there to make. So that's what I mean when I say playing small, that things aren't really different because you're there. Like you wouldn't know. One of the women that I worked with recently described it as, if they sort of moved me out of my desk and moved somebody else in, I don't know if anybody would really notice a difference. I'm not making a difference. So the question is, are you making a difference? And oftentimes we as women in senior leadership just aren't. We're not playing full out. We're not making things different. We're not changing the things that really matter to us as we are taking our positions. Okay, so I know it seems weird, but it's not really weird, because playing small doesn't mean that you're like this little mouse. Some of the people that are playing the smallest have the making the most noise, wearing the loudest colors. They're showing up in a way, in a form, in a fashion, but they aren't really making a difference. So this is subjective, guys. You're gonna have to ask yourself, because other people won't be able to look at you and say, yeah, she's playing small, because you look impressive, right? You look like you've got it down and sussed. People look at you and say, wow, she's a high flyer, she's got it made. But knowing that you're playing small has to come from the inside. You've got to look and notice that thing yourself. So here's the thing. I think we all need to quit it. We need to quit playing small. And there are a couple of reasons why I say this. And the first reason is, I'm going to try this new technology. It's painful playing small. It's painful because, listen, we're supposed to be growing, supposed to be making a difference. It feels good to have people paying attention, seeing us, hearing us, and, respecting and honoring our views. And there's something really good about our views and our insights and our ideas creating some kind of change, impacting our environment. Like, we want to feel like we're making a difference. We want to feel like we're useful, meaningful in where we are. And if we don't feel that, if we don't see evidence of that, then guess what? It's really painful. And I know that oftentimes people call the pain different things. They don't know it's the pain of playing small. They might say something like, that they might point to the problems out there. They might say, oh, it's my boss, or, it's the system, or it's the thing, it's the that. But all the problems that are getting on your nerves right now, if you're frustrated and you're angry, or you're sad about things at work, or you're just, fearful, or whatever you're feeling at work, if it's not great, then that's a pain that I think you can look at and attribute into the pain of playing small. It's like an invitation. It's calling you to be more, to step up. And it's painful when we don't feel like we're making enough difference. But the second reason why we've got to quit playing small is that it's problematic. It's problematic. It's not good for the organization. If the people who are in the positions to be steering the organization, to be helping the organization get better and better, aren't influencing, aren't showing up, aren't making the difference that will make the difference in the organization. So, are you making the difference that will make the difference in your organization? Or do people just don't even know you're there? Or do they just not respect you or honor you? Are you having problems getting people to listen to what you're saying, or hear you, or see you, or take you seriously in your role? Because you know what? If you are, then it's time to do something about that. Playing small is bad news for you and bad news for the organization. And so here's the thing. There are two reasons why we play small. It's not that we're not brilliant. It's not that we're not savvy. It's not that we're not even achievers. We're achieving all this stuff, but playing small happens for two reasons. And the first reason is that you don't see yourself as an influencer. You see the problems, you see the challenges in your organization, but you don't see yourself as someone capable of doing something about it, right? So you say, like, who, me? Like, I have this conversation all the time with my clients. They moan and they point and they talk about what's wrong in their department or in the senior leadership team or over there. And they really do, they see the problem. But when you say, so what are you doing about it? When I say to them, what are you doing about it? They say things like, who, me? Like, no, you don't understand. This is like part of the furniture. This is ingrained in the fabric of the organization. Little old me couldn't possibly do something about that. But here's the thing. You're not little old me. You're you. And you are a woman of influence and you are capable. I love what the Dalai Lama said. He said that, if you think you're too small to make a difference, you obviously haven't spent a night with a mosquito. And I love that saying, because what he's really pointing to is the power of you, that you are a woman of influence, positioned in that position to make a difference. And you have to see it first. You have to know that whatever's going on in the organization is your business. You have to know that whatever's going on in the organization is for you to contribute meaningful change to. You have a place, a part to play, a role to play in the influencing of the solution being born, in the influencing of the change and the transformation happening. And I want you to really think about that the reason that we're playing small is because often we don't see it. So can you see yourself? That's a really good question. Do you really understand the power that you bring to that role that you're doing? I really want you to think about that. But here's the second reason why we play small sometimes. And I see this all the time, is you don't feel permitted, right? You don't feel like you're allowed to be fully you in that place for some reason. So, it's like women tell me all the time, right? They say, they don't want people to speak up in this organization. They don't want people like me to rock the boat or make noise about what really needs to be changed or what's really wrong. They're not listening to me. They're not giving me a platform by which to highlight these issues the way that I see them, or they're not giving me the platform or the access to say what's on my mind or share my ideas, or this is not the culture. Like, the culture doesn't facilitate my being fully me in the role, my being my fully influential self in the role. In fact, it's quite frowned upon to rock boats or to speak up or to challenge that or to speak about this because it's taboo. So, yeah, that's the second reason that I see all the time that people just aren't showing up, don't show up, and don't influence for real. But today I'm calling you out. And if you identify with anything that I've said right now, then I'm calling on you to make this the first day of spring, the day that you decide enough. You need to evolve as a woman of influence. And that only happens when you step up and show up as the woman of influence that you are now. The woman of influence that you are right now. Showing up as her, speaking up, shaking things up where they need to be shaken. This is your role. This is why you're in position. And I'm calling you to draw a line behind any kind of playing small activity. I want you to decide that today, the first day of spring, is the day that you are going to show up fully as the woman of influence that you really are. Sound good? Or sound scary? I know I'm not being flippant about this. I know that it's not something that is, I know that this is not easy peasy for some. There's a process to it. And, if you want to talk about it, then there'll be a link attached to this video somewhere that you can apply to spend some time talking this through with me. I know I'm not saying that to navigate this process is an easy process necessarily, but I'm saying it's necessary, and today is a new beginning, right? No more playing small. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to do these two things. I want you, first of all, as you lead this week, I want you to look again. I want you to look at the people. I want you to look at the processes. I want you to look at the way the meetings function. I want you to look at all the things in your domain, in your sphere of influence, right? I want you to look at the relationship between the senior leadership team and the people that you're leading. I want you to look at the relationship between the departments. How are the departments interacting with each other? Just look through your own experienced and mature leader eyes, through your woman eyes, through your own unique way of looking at the world. Look at what's going on in your organization. Look at what's going on between your organization and your industry. Look at what's going on between your organization and the customers, the clients, the people that you serve. Look again and review. Look with fresh eyes. Look with a beginner's mind. Look and see what's really going on. I want you to ask yourself this. I want you to ask yourself, what's really going on? What can I see are the real issues, the real challenges, the real wins, the real things that are going great and the things that could be improved on? Look again. Will you do that this week? And the other thing that I want you to do is I want you to ask yourself, as you look, ask, how can I influence this? How am I influencing this? What's changing in this because of what I'm doing, being, saying, creating, leading? How are things changing because I'm here? How's this that I'm seeing right now as I look again? How is it changing? I know I'm challenging some people right now, but honestly, this is what it means to not play small. This is what it means to play full out, show up for real. You have to be asking yourself these questions. And then I want you to make a decree. I want you to make a decree and say, I am positioned to influence these things. I am positioned to change this. I am a woman of influence and I am capable. I'm capable of influencing this because I am a woman of influence. I am a woman of influence. Will you say that? I know that when you think about what's really going on in that culture, what's really going on behind closed doors in that organization, what's really going on in the senior leadership team, it doesn't always feel like you are a woman of influence. It doesn't always feel like you've got the capacity to change things. And I know that for many of you, you find yourself withdrawing more and more and more and playing small. But I challenge you to make today the last day that you play small in that place ever again. And if you want to talk about this some more with me, then apply for a time slot in my diary. There's a link that accompanies this video. And I really can't wait to speak with you because I know that what we really need more than ever is for you to show up and influence, for them to see you and hear you and take you seriously as a credible influencer. And that's going to be a process that I'd be happy to talk to you about. So go ahead, click the link, put some time in my diary, and we'll talk about it some more. And get on with just making these decrees and looking again and seeing your domain, your sphere of influence afresh again this week. Will you do that? Okay. Thank you so much. I don't know how to check comments. I can't even see who's on the line. If you're on the line, please go ahead and write your name and say hi so I know I'm not talking to myself. I can see that there are some of you on the line, but I just don't know who you are. So let's see. Yeah, I can't see any comments. If you've got any questions, I'll be on for another few seconds. So write them in the chat box and I will receive them. But if not, then I'll see you on the replay and share this video widely with every woman in senior leadership that you know. It really is time for us, especially as mature senior leaders, women in our 40s, 50s and beyond. It's time for us. It's our time to really show up and bring our wisdom and our influence and our impact to the space that we lead in. So go ahead and share this video with every woman that you know because it's time. See you later. Bye.